Thunderstorms cause 8 out of 10 fires in Australia. Wildlife is most affected by these fires. Over millions of years, animals developed survival tactics. But did you know some actually start fires? In the 1980s, firefighters went to Kakadu Reserve in Australia to extinguish a fire. After putting it out, they saw a bird of prey carrying a burning stick in its talons. It dropped the stick in another area, instantly starting a new fire. Despite efforts to extinguish it, the fire persisted, seeming deliberate. But why would birds start fires? What's their goal in burning their own habitats? In reality, birds don't actually start fires themselves. They cleverly exploit existing forest fires. 3 raptor species are known to do this: black kites, whistling kites, and brown falcons, nicknamed firehawks. When forest fires occur due to lightning strikes, fire eagles appear and start picking up burning wooden branches. They then spread the fire to the areas where their prey reside. It's true that these birds don't spread fires to destroy forests, but rather to flush out the animals they feed on from their hiding spots, drive them away from their habitats, and hunt them individually. These birds monitor and examine the movement and spread of fires and anticipate the movement of their prey. Based on the fire spread pattern, the process of catching prey becomes easier for these predatory birds. Tell me, friends, what does this remind you of? How did these eagles learn to exploit fires and turn them into a means for catching prey? Experts indicate that these birds have lived for thousands of years and observed how humans used fire, taking advantage of it to keep predators away. On the walls of some caves in Australia, there are inscriptions indicating the presence of these fire eagles and their use of fire dating back 40,000 years. Just as humans previously benefited from fire to ward off predators, birds began using it to hunt prey. Birds are also capable of observing, analyzing, and exploiting resources. In 2,000 years, these birds might use tech just like humans do. Of course, these birds don't start forest fires on their own, but they use these disasters to hunt prey and secure food. It's a survival strategy to keep going and stay alive. For instance, African marabou storks follow forest fires instead of fleeing. They eat carrion left by fires, plus insects and small animals like rodents. Other wildlife like badgers and raccoons do the same, chasing and catching prey fleeing the fires. These hunting methods show predators' cunning. They watch fires spread, track fleeing prey, then corner and attack them. But not all animals flee fires in an unlearned way. For example, amphibians bury themselves in mud and wait for the flames to die down, while American deer take shelter in surface water tanks. Kangaroos, on the other hand, run towards the flames instead of fleeing, seeking to leap over the fire barriers and cross into areas where the flames have already burned out. Once the crops and trees have burned, the fires will end and safety will return to the scorched regions. Chimpanzees are among the few animals able to monitor wildfires and predict their movement and spread. Upon seeing flames, the apes retreat and head towards areas devoid of vegetation and flammable trees. Chimpanzees can use fire, but they don't significantly benefit from it. Turtles, meanwhile, can escape forest fires by digging mud burrows that shield them from the flames and toxic fumes. These dens also allow other small creatures to hide and survive during disasters. Unfortunately, predators such as snakes, spiders, and the presence of these dens take advantage of and enter them in search of food, which makes these dens dangerous places instead of being safe. Fiery eagles are not the only birds that cause the spread of fires in cities with power lines. Birds sitting on wires can cause electrical short circuits that can turn in a short period of time to a large fire, and the crossing of these birds and their collision with electrical lines may lead to the exposure of all, from electric poles and birds themselves to combustion. Birds have previously been used in historical wars, as the Ukrainian princess cave called Olega used birds to capture the city of Askorostin, and the battle to capture the city lasted for a year. Camel. Then the princess came with a tight plan to end the battle and asked the residents of the city to send 3 pigeons and 3 birds from each house. And the residents were surprised by the princess's request, but they carried out her orders, thinking of them that she will lift the siege on their city. So the princess could only tie pieces of cloth these birds and set them on fire during the night before. This actually happened. Pigeons flew to their nests and birds to wooden houses, causing a huge city fire. Residents fled before the princess's army claimed the city. Bird spread fires may benefit birds of prey sometimes, but not always. Luckily, many forest animals can survive these fires as they've developed special survival techniques. These fires can also renew soil, eliminate weeds, and allow beneficial plants to grow, especially after rainfall on exposed soil. Sometimes, forest fires can drastically change local climates, turning tropical areas into humid, rainy regions. Severe fires with strong winds can create electrical thunderstorms and fiery dust devils. In the end, we hope all Earth's inhabitants, including wildlife, stay safe and secure, enriching our planet with natural diversity.